you?
Really good, thanks.
Good, looking gorgeous as ever, as always.
So we've had lots of tweets and emails in about the stolen poppy, which is in the paper. So there was no news on it. How does it happen? Do we know?
I don't know that much about it, other than I'd been asked to sort of maybe a week before if I would wear it because they were donating the proceeds to the British Legion. So I was looking forward to wearing it, and then
it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, a gentleman came to my room just before I was supposed to go on and said it's literally been stolen out of the lady's bag who's been in charge of it all day, and it's such a shame, you know. But I hope that they can make another one so that they can still keep the proceeds, you know, for the charity.
Yeah.
How was the concert? Amazing.
Yeah, just it's such an honour to be involved in something like that. You know, I think Remembrance is always such an emotional occasion, but last night was an incredible show for everyone involved, really.
Do you find that when you're doing shows like this, it does kind of touch you more when there's such a purpose? Because I know you go to the troops and do all that. It just gives you such a purpose in your music, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You know, just to be there with, you know, the sort of representatives of all the people that are serving there now, and you know, you've got the war widows and the Chelsea pensioners, and gosh, in rehearsals I was bawling my eyes out. You know, there's some amazing people all in that room. Yeah,
it's nice when you're in a position that you can make a difference like that.
And you go out and visit the forces, don't you, quite a bit?
Yeah, I've been out to Iraq and Afghanistan and Kosovo, Northern Ireland, Cyprus. I love doing that. I've tried recently to go out to Afghanistan a couple of times, and the trip hasn't quite happened, so I'm desperate to get back out there and see them, maybe just after Christmas.
Must be quite nerve-wracking, though.
It is, of course, because you go into a war zone, but you are being looked after by the very best, and I kind of feel like when you're going out there, you're there for maybe 24, 48 hours, and those men and women are dealing with that for 9 months at a time sometimes, so you can't complain.
When you go out there, do you do gigs for them? Concerts?
Yeah, I go out and I do as many shows as I can.
It's a concert, not a gig, isn't it, when it's classical?
Well,
is it? Or is it a gig?
I think
you can call it either, I think.
Concert would be the correct way of putting it for us.
It says, I've got an email in here from, a tweet, from Ben Booth. What gives you the biggest buzz, doing concert or singing the national anthem at the Millennium Stadium?
Oh, that's a hard one.
You do get to go to a lot of good sporting events, don't you?
I know. I really enjoy doing the sporting events. I think sort of music and sport go so well together, and some of my best memories are singing the anthem at the Millennium Stadium, I must admit.
Because you love your rugby, don't you?
I love rugby.
Did you go to one of those schools in Wales which taught the 3 R's? Rugby, rugby, rugby. Did you do that?
Well, I am from Neath, which is where, you know, we've got a good rugby team, and yeah, I think if you grow up in Wales, you do have an instant love of rugby.
And your football team did well yesterday
as
well. They're doing very well under Gary Smith. Tweet from Drew says, would you like to sing at the Olympics next year? You must be a shoo-in for that, aren't you? Are you doing it?
I'm not assuming anything.
Wouldn't be the same without you.
Do you know, it would be such an honour. I would absolutely love to be involved in some way with that. So, you know, it would be amazing.
Yeah. Well, you've got a new album out.
Yes.
Yep.
Daydream.
8th album.
Eighth album.
I know. I don't know where the time's gone. It feels like yesterday that I was making my first album, and here we are.
Has there been a change, you think, vocally for you during the 8 albums? Yeah,
because it's been 8 years, and so, you know, in a classical voice, especially when I started, I was 23 with the first album. You know, there's a huge
Simon.
There's a huge crash. You know, your voice develops an awful lot, so there is a change. But as well, I think my style has developed a bit more. You know, there's sort of not just the classical, there's a bit of pop in there as well.
You would call yourself a classical singer, not an opera singer. That's right, isn't it? To be an opera singer, you've had to have done so much opera.
Yeah,
and is that
right? I haven't done any opera, and I studied, and I always thought I would go into opera, but then I got my record contract, started making albums, so it just never happened that way.
I always get, you know, I get confused about this when I start talking about your voice. Don't get it. When are you going to hit peak then?
I think in the next couple of years for Mezzo is sort of like a really good time.
That's it.
So the best is yet to come.
Well, apparently, apparently.
All right, we've got the video for your single, and was it a case that people could make their own video or something? Your fans?
This is a song that was written especially for Remembrance. So I performed it for the first time yesterday, and I just thought, you know, because I've made so many albums with, you know, and had to have videos to accompany them, to give somebody else a chance this time and to sort of encourage up-and-coming talent. So we asked people to make a video and to see what they did, and we ran a competition.
Okay.
Wow,
What's the song called?
It's called A Flower.
Oh, okay. Here it is.
Lost to those who still
So that was by Chris Costa,
yes,
and he won, so to speak, creating your video. Did you get involved much?
Oh, well, I got to judge them all, so I watched a lot of the entries, and I think he did a really good, it's a really good video, very moving, and kind of got the subject, really well. So
you're touring again soon?
Yeah, I'm going to be going throughout the UK in January and February of next year.
Is that the real thing for you?
I love
because
touring.
Recording for someone like you must be all right, but it's about showing off your voice, isn't it? When you've got.
Well, it's about the sort of the connection with the audience. It's nice to be in a studio and to be able to focus your energy on making something, and as perfect as you can make it, but to be with an audience, to sort of have a bit of a laugh and a joke and share the music, that's my favourite bit.
I suppose for you to have the vocal freedom to play and do what you wish to do on that night must be great. When you can sing the way you can let rip.
Well, and it's lovely having a full orchestra, and I've got a great duet partner coming on tour with me. So it's lovely. I'll be very happy on.
I saw you on Breakfast TV not so long ago, and you got there some ridiculous hour in the morning to have to warm up your voice. You were singing live. How long does it take you to warm your voice up?
Well, normally I warm it up sort of throughout the day, but if I'm singing in the morning, then you've got to get up and sort of maybe at least 3-4 hours before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No croaky notes for you.
That, Katherine, is a full European warm-up, that one. Katherine is remaining with us to cook up date and banana bread.